Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Little Falls, Minnesota. Listen to this crowd. They are ready. They are pumped for the action of the American Wrestling Federation here on Saturday Night Slam. Listen to these people. They are out. Wait a minute. What's wrong?
Mick, I have one very simple question. Of these city streets, these residential roads, what's the quickest way to get to Highway 10?
Why do you want to know how to get to Highway 10?
Because I want to get back to civilization as quickly as I possibly can. Look around at these people, Mick. Furthermore, go outside. Have you had a chance to look at that trophy case out there, Mick?
Absolutely. Very impressive. They've won a lot of championships here at Little Falls.
A big fraud is occurring in this high school and in this school district, Mick Karsh. I know plenty about sports. Look at me. I'm an athlete. I am an athlete, and I know for a fact that Little Falls has never won a single thing, whether it be conference, whether it be state, whether it be junior varsity.
That's a bunch of
nothing.
I don't know where you get your information, but let's move on. Some big news here in the AWF before we start the wrestling action. A new executive director here in the AWF, Sabrina Perri, has in fact stepped down. We have a new AWF executive director.
Well, frankly, that's great news. I never really cared for her much anyway. What?
All right, well,
Hey,
we're going to...
Mick? Is that your name, Mick?
That's correct.
Did you say executive director?
We have a new... Could you introduce yourself, first of all, coming out and interrupting?
You don't know who I am?
I got a good idea, but maybe they don't know who you are.
Mr. K, baby!
Here.
I have not been on an AWF show for like, 3 months.
Okay.
What's the deal with that? Yeah, DJ.
Absolute travesty that this man has not been main eventing card.
Good. Now you're his mouthpiece. So your point here is what?
I'm the most high-flying, most nuts, most crazy person to be here, and I can show all these people what I can do, and why can't I?
Well, I don't know. You know, there is a new executive director here in the American Wrestling Federation. I have no idea who it is. What are you talking about?
It's Tony DiNucci, I'm telling you. I got a feeling he's a little weasel, he's a little snake. He tries to get his way into everything he can. It's him.
All right, well, you know what? Let's have the man answer that accusation, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tony DiNucci. You got something you want to say to Tony? He's right here.
Who is it? Is it you? I know it's you. It's you, isn't it? It's you. Tell me it's you. I know it's you. Give me a match. Give me a match. Give me a match. Give me a match.
You know that. Oh! Wait a second.
Give me a match. I deserve it. Can you hear me, Tony? Can you?
Oh, gee. Are you in fact the new executive director here in the AWF?
KK, you want to know who the head honcho is? Do you want to know who's in charge? It's me! You want a match? Do you want a contract? Then beat this guy!
Wait a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a way to kick things off here on AWF Saturday Night Slam. Mr. KK comes out here, first of all, called Tony DiNucci. Boy, talk about a flea climbing the leg of an elephant. comes out here and berates Tony DiNucci, who we find out now is in fact the new executive director here in the American Wrestling Federation. Sabrina Perri has stepped down. Tony is the new head man here.
I can't take it anymore. This is an absolute abomination on so many levels. First, we got Tony DiNucci in charge. How did he finagle that? And this man, this talented young individual, has to face Ox with no warning, Mick. Oh,
the man came out here and demanded a match, and he demanded a contract. He's got his match right now with Barking Spider Ox.
He didn't mean now. He meant maybe later or maybe at a future
Don't make excuses
date.
for the guy. Don't make excuses. The big Ox who outweighs this guy by probably half a hemisphere. Oh, man. What a way to kick things off in front of a jam-packed crowd here at Little Falls High School, and I can't get over the news. Oh, no! Are you serious? Talk about a clean jerk, I guess, but neither here nor there.
Oh, I'm gonna have to contact the folks at the Commerce Department, at the Commission, so this has got to stop, Mick. This can't be allowed to happen.
Commerce Department.
He didn't sign a contract for this.
The man came out here and he wanted a match. He said, "Why haven't I been booked here in 3 months?" He demanded of the new executive director, Tony DiNucci, to put him in a match. He's got a match. He's got the big Ox.
He hasn't even had a chance to look at any tape, do any scouting. Look, he's helpless in there against this man.
I would agree with that, but that's not my fault. Oh, there's a shot. Little double sledge from that. Wait a minute, duck on the clothesline here. Look at Ox. Oh, no. Forget it. Just that fast. Welcome to the AWF.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Barking Spider Ox.
Well, Mr. KK asked for it, and he got it in spades. His teeth are all over the mat. His head is rolling underneath the ring apron. Good. You want to wrestle here in the AWF? You want to call out Tony DiNucci? That's what you get.
Big man here, Ox, taking on a guy with no preparation whatsoever. This is terrible.
Be sure to catch the upcoming American Wrestling Federation action when it comes to a venue near you.
Wrestling fans, welcome to the premiere edition of AWF Profiles here on Saturday Night Slam. Mick Karsh, along with a very, very special guest, a man who is making waves here not only in the state of Minnesota, but the independent wrestling scene in general. Craven Knight. Craven, welcome aboard. Kind of the idea here is we want to get the fans who might be a little bit unfamiliar with you, your track record in the AWF and wrestling in general, just kind of get to know you a little bit. Tell us first how you got involved in pro wrestling.
Well, it started for me in the Bronx, New York, where I met my best friend. He brought me into it. You know, seriously, it did start in the backyard, but then it moved into a legitimate facility, LIWF Doghouse, where I really got my start and got my training and got to learn the basics.
And what brings you to the state of Minnesota? What brought you to the state of Minnesota?
Brought me to the state of Minnesota, and in my real life, I had to do with family. I had family out here, and I was kind of in a dark place because I left what I loved. I left my best friends. I left wrestling, and I wasn't familiar with anything out here. And I moved here when I was about 16, and I wasn't familiar with Minnesota. I didn't know anything about this place. And there was a good 2-3 year period where I wasn't really doing anything wrestling related. So one of my good friends, he brought me to the MPW training facility with Eddie Sharkey, and that's where I started to get some really good training. I started to get in the ring a lot more, and that's where my career really got its start.
Well, I got to tell you, you mentioned the name of Eddie Sharkey.
And just putting that on your resume, the list of wrestlers that Eddie Sharkey has trained and brought into this business, the champions worldwide, is incredible. So certainly you're in very good company. Let's talk a little bit about the American Wrestling Federation itself. I know that you gravitated here. There was a reason for it. Tell us what's going on.
Well, I was looked at by Tony DiNucci, and he wanted me to come in and make a difference here and try and move myself up. And I felt the same way. I wanted to move on. I wanted to move up. And, just doing regular bar shows, those are all good and fun, but AWF is really where it's at, traveling to great towns with great crowds. And the television exposure is great, but really what I love to do is get in the ring, show what I can do, have the people see what I can do, and love what we do in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, no question about it. He is going to be making a big impact in the world of professional wrestling, particularly here in the American Wrestling Federation. Just a crowd favorite wherever he goes, and what a ring technician. You got to see this guy in person. Our guest, Craven Knight.
Wrestling fans, we are back. Wait a minute, once again. Well, that's twice in 1/2 hour of wrestling action here in the AWF that the wrestlers have not waited for the opening bell. Ryan Cruz, the martial arts expert, against Big John Johnson.
What with that little pipsqueak Ryan Cruz with that cheap shot? We've become to expect tactics like that in the ring.
Talking about a cheap shot. What do you mean a cheap shot?
He did a Floyd Mayweather there just out of nowhere. Come on, he needs to be fined, suspended, or expelled from the AWF for that.
John Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, missed it all, ran right into a boot. Now, you may think that there's a big size differential here and that'll make a difference in this matchup.
There is.
But Ryan Cruz is an outstanding competitor. Oh, big crossbody. This one could be over before it starts. Look at Cruz. He's on fire here. Oh, there he goes. Over the top onto the floor goes John Johnson. And Ryan Cruz, certainly one of, if not the most popular star, currently competing in the American Wrestling Federation.
I mean, listen to all these people cheer him. What does that count?
What I want to know is, how dare you insult? Oh, no! Ryan Cruz is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. You talk about the heart of a lion. This kid has it all. What I was going to say is, how dare you insult the people of Little Falls by claiming their sports teams have never won anything. They got a trophy case full of stuff out.
Yeah, good job on the photoshopping. That's one talent there.
That's a bunch of. Wait a minute. Oh! Cruz tosses him back into the ring. In for the cover, float over to see. Nope, didn't have the leg hooked. And when you got a man like John Johnson coming in at about 265, you better hook that leg.
And this is one strategy I think I do have to give Ryan Cruz some credit for. When you're in there with someone as absolutely unpredictable as John Johnson, you just got to take it to him right away. And I think Johnson's off of his game a little bit.
Well, there's no doubt that he is. Wait a second. Oh, Johnson smartly moved out of the way of that attempted kick by Cruz. Oh, are you kidding? He spun him around. Oh, wow.
I think Ryan Cruz, his head bopped somewhere to Uppsala.
It very well could have. Look at Johnson now. Look at him hammering in with those right hands. As you talked about John Johnson being unpredictable, he's unstable is what he is. He is a certifiable nutcase in that ring. We have seen him go completely off the deep end here in the AWF.
Well, I mean, with Ryan Cruz's cheap shots notwithstanding, I'd say John Johnson, yeah, he's a bit unstable. Maybe he could meet with a licensed doctor to maybe talk about some of this stuff that goes on in his head, but he brings it to the table here in the AWF, and he's able to use it to his advantage. I really love it.
Yeah, he's unstable the way you're a little bit chubby.
That's offensive, and you shouldn't dare go there.
Oh, there's that shot. Look at Johnson. In for the cover. Count of one. Lateral press. Two. And nope. Referee Patrick Cooper signals only a 2 count. Ryan Cruz, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen Cruz in the ring with wrestlers his own size. We've seen him the size of John Johnson and bigger. The one thing about Cruz, he will not take a back step. He will not throw in the towel to anybody. You got to give this kid all the credit in the world. He is so tough, so tenacious.
You want to give him credit for tenacity. You want to give him credit for determination. It's all about the win-loss column, Mick. That's all that matters at the end of the day here in the AWF.
And you're telling me that Ryan Cruz hasn't amassed a great win-loss record here in this company. Is that correct?
Well, you know, I could check the records.
Oh, no. Oh. Face plant. Leg is hooked. Count of 1, 2. This one is hit. No. Wow.
Patrick Cooper absolutely out of position here. I have no idea who this guy is. He looks a little bit familiar, but I think he needs to be brought back into the office for a review after that.
And speaking of the office, how are you feeling now that Tony DiNucci?
Let's not talk about that.
All the way. Oh, there's that
name, DiNucci. That name, DiNucci.
Good.
Oh, no. God.
Yeah, go. Wait a minute. Look at Johnson now. Following Cruz, he's got him in a very compromising position. I do not like the looks of this at all. Diablo John Johnson, the Celtic Warrior John Johnson, Pistol John Johnson, the Misfit, whatever he is this week. Nonetheless, this is one of the most vicious competitors in the AWF. And Cruz able to extricate himself out of that predicament.
Cruz needs to make something happen here quick. He can't talk to the crowd. He's got to pull the trigger and go for it.
I agree with you there. Oh! Well, that's not going to get it done.
I'm glad you agreed with me, Mick, because look at what just happened.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got him in that rack right now. This is not a good thing.
Yes.
This is not. Wait a minute. Cruz got out of it somehow. I don't know if he slipped out or what. Oh, that spinning kick. Count of 1, 2, major upset. Are you kidding? Wait a minute. I am absolutely stunned just that quickly. That's how fast the tables can turn here in the AWF. Oh, yeah. Wait a second, Johnson. Come. He lost the stinking man. What do you mean, yes? Oh, this is not good at all. Come on.
This is come on. For a cheap shot before the bell.
Get him out of the ring.
For a referee that was out of position, when it otherwise would have been a 3 count, Cruz is getting exactly what he deserves.
This is ridiculous. We got security going into the ring right now. And look at that. Look at the expression on Johnson's face.
Get him, Johnson. Get him.
You talk about a sore loser. That's the unpredictability. That's the maniacal side of John Johnson. You lost the match. Live to fight another day. Go home and regroup. That's all you got to do. Ryan Cruz is in trouble. He is really hurting in that ring. Result of that torturous rack applied by John Johnson. Listen to this crowd. They're all over this guy.
This is shameful. Listen to these. Listen to these fans. And we still got our tea time for Tuesday, right?
You're an idiot.
See you then.
Stan Laurel, Stan Hubbard, Stan Freeberg.
I got to tell you, he told me, pack your bags first thing Monday, you're going to Peoria.
There was nobody on that phone. I know that for a fact because nobody talks to you. As I was saying a minute ago, how can you say that Udo comes to the ring with no baggage? This guy is a psychopath, and he comes to the ring with no baggage? That's like you saying you've got no baggage above your belt.
Because he answers to no one but himself. He doesn't need to please fans. He doesn't need to please our advertisers. He doesn't need to please the children. He can come out here and compete in whichever manner he wants to. And yeah, maybe his manner is a little bit unique since he's unique. But he can do that, and he's been successful in the AWF.
Oh, wait a second. Udo going after a fan there. Look at him. This guy's gone. He is absolutely lost it. DiNucci with that double sledge jumping off the ring apron there, and now they've taken the battle to the outside. Oh, look at DiNucci. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. There it is again.
They ought to make that illegal. That's not fair that he can do that.
Chopping. He made a roadmap out of Udo's chest. Could get you from here to Highway 12, what you were looking for. Why don't you do that? Go read Udo's chest and hit the road.
Well, look at this maneuver applied now by Udo, since again it seems to be a theme you don't really want to call the wrestling moves. So I'm going to start doing that with a side, or excuse me, what's that move there? It's a chin lock.
Oh, what's that move?
It's a chin lock.
You want to call the moves, and you're asking me what they are. Look at Udo now, ladies and gentlemen. Just stomping on that's probably the best move in the arsenal of Udo, is that stomp to the back. Look at this man. Now there's that headbutt. Who knows what's inside that mask? I promise you, it's not just skull.
I think I've said it before. I think an episode with Udo on Maury Povich would bring some really good ratings.
Imagine him getting the results of a DNA test.
Why not? Be compelling TV.
Might find out that he's your father. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, there's no way. There's no way Udo gets out of here without a cracked sternum.
You know what? I think Danucci's Danucciing up. We've seen this before. Oh, no, right to the gut.
All the way across and nobody there. Nobody there.
Udo's in firm control of this match, and rightfully so.
How can Udo see? Is that his hair? Is that his neck? I'm not sure what. That a mop he swallowed? What happened here?
Here we go. He's setting him up, Mick. I think Udo's going to end this contest right now.
Look at this vertical suplex. Look at the strength of Udo. I tell you what, all the blood rushing to the head of Tony Danucci. Udo went for the lateral press, count of two. Oh, wait a second. I'm thinking that Udo could have scored what would have been a major upset over Tony Danucci. He actually got up and got off of Danucci for some unknown reason.
In the Isle of Chuturunga, wrestling matches end at a 2 count. He thought the match was over.
Yeah, did him a lot of good, didn't it? The man just had everything taken out of him with those knees to the solar plexus, and Udo, once again, not exactly in the mental list here.
Rob Page needs to explain the rules a little bit better on before the match. I think he failed in that regard, and he should be fired.
Does Danucci, oh, cannonball! Danucci with the cannonball. 2, forget it. Well, again, the lack of, brain power, let's be honest about it. The lack of intellect on the part of Udo. He had Tony Danucci flat on his back at a 2 count. 1 more second. Page puts his hand on the canvas. Udo comes out of here with a win. But no, he's got to get up there. He's got a posture. He's got a this and that. Boom, 1, 2, 3, lights out.
Well, you know what? I said it before, and I'm sticking to my story. Rob Page should have better explained the rules here in the AWF to Udo before the show started. He failed in that regard. He should be fired. Udo should be declared the victor.
I got news for you. Rob Page explaining the rules to Udo is like a nutritionist explaining calorie content to you.